What we are doing now is focusing on the highlights of the meet so that everybody can enjoy this competition, this moment of seeing the best gymnasts in the world. Right here in the United States, we have some of the best gymnasts in the world. So let's know what we're looking for, look for the great gymnastics, and enjoy that.
Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to Season 2 of Flipping Out with Bridget Sloan, the Olympic special. I am your host, Bridget Sloan, and I will be joined each week by the one and only legend herself, Miss Kathy Johnson-Clark. We will be talking all things elite gymnastics, including competitions throughout the Olympic Games. For today's episode, we will be going down the list of the women competing at Olympic trials this weekend, their unique gymnastics, and what makes it so special. Let's get into it. All right, Kathy, we are back with another amazing episode. And this week is so incredibly exciting because the Olympic trials are not just coming, they are here. Athletes, I've been seeing the posts, athletes are in Minnesota. You are also traveling to Minnesota, which is very exciting, but it's insane to think that this moment is here. We've been gearing up for it the last couple of weeks. You and I have been talking about it a ton of just how amazing Team USA is, and it all comes down to Olympic trials.
It does. And the cool thing, so up to now, we've done a lot of dissecting. Yes, celebrating gymnastics along the way, but we have been dissecting and looking at numbers and scores and deductions and little things that they're trying to clean up and shore up or upgrade in terms of difficulty, how they really want their routines constructed for the ultimate success they hope to have at the Olympic trials. Well, now all that's left, like they can't go in and fix things now. That part is behind them. They've done all of those tweaks and those kind of technical things that you have to work on. Yes, they're going to concentrate on those cues and all the things that they've worked on. But now it's about performing. It's about being able to command the stage when you step out on the floor and show your mastery of your art, of your routine. Yes. And gymnastics is such an interesting, cool sport because there's no ball, there's no lines, there's no yarding. Right. It is a performance sport. It's a judged artistic sport. So if you look at any form of art, there are textures and layers in paintings, in beautiful paintings. The underpainting is just as important as what you're painting, and then the little details, and then the sparkles, whatever you add. Same thing with gymnastics. And so that's what I want to talk about today. And I know you do too, Bridget, is the beauty, just beautiful gymnastics, because each of these athletes, not just mastering technical, difficulty that requires power and strength and endurance and all the athletic stuff, because we're going to see crazy athletic, acrobatic skills. But they're going to make it look so impossibly easy. That's like magic. Okay.
Yes.
It's magic. So let's talk about the beautiful skills, combinations, choreography, presentation, just the way they hold themselves and the way they perform, the style that they've created their gymnastics. Because the pressure has been going like this. And now it's time to just focus on all that you can do and do as well as anybody in the world.
Yeah, I mean, with last week's episode being very numbers, very, what did you say, gym nerdery?
Yes, nerdery, math nerdery.
Yes, where I think this week it's an opportunity for you and I to talk about just the beauty of all the numbers that we talk about and what everyone that is going to Olympic trials is going to see is greatness. Qualifying, and I think that's something that I know as an athlete, I forgot, but as a viewer, you are literally watching the best of the best. And that is an opportunity. I mean, it's such a fraction of the athletic population that qualifies to Olympic trials no matter what sport. And when you are there seeing it in action, it's a great moment to just sit back and watch and just be in awe of
Yeah.
what you're seeing.
And Bridget, you've been in the Olympic Village. You've
Mhm.
heard other athletes, world class, best in the world athletes in other sports talk about gymnasts because
Mhm.
let's face it, we stand out in the Olympic Village because we're so
Literally, we actually
we
stand
stand
down. Like,
down. We don't yes,
we're down here where everybody else is
I
at.
know.
Yeah,
I don't know how
height-wise,
they
that
even
is.
see it. But we get people's attention. It's like, you have to be a gymnast, right?
Oh, yeah. Right.
And yet at the same time, they're in awe of the strength, just the
Mhm.
physical strength, the endurance our sport takes, the power, the quickness, like all of the
Mhm.
things that they recognize in other sports and that are so important, they are equally important in gymnastics. And yet, flexibility, I mean,
Mhm.
extreme extension and flexibility we're showing. And it's really what makes the most difficult skills in the world look so beautiful and even
Mhm.
graceful. How can power be so full of grace? How can, strength be so elegant, you
Mhm.
know? So it's just such a multifaceted sport. We are truly like a diamond. I mean, all the facets of a beautiful gem. So, I mean, I think we should dive in and talk about kind of the special gymnastics that
Mhm.
we're seeing, from the really, really difficult, but then what makes them special. Each gymnast has something that
Mhm.
just so special and unique about them. We'll start with Simone Biles.
Love it, as
And
we should.
absolutely. And a couple of her just like how do you pick a standout event? I mean,
Right.
there's
All
standout
4. All 4.
elements in every single event. But when you think of Simone, her vault and her tumbling are just they're not just world class, they're otherworldly.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're almost like nobody
They're
else.
literally it's out of this world. What she is
Yes.
capable of doing and achieving and making look easy is it's out of this world.
Yeah, and then remembering that she's just the teeny tiniest little powerhouse. It's unimaginable. You could literally walk under her gymnastics, under her vault,
Oh my gosh,
like
yeah.
a tall person could walk underneath.
I could vault at my peak of my ability. I could
Under,
vault, I could tumble all under her.
yeah,
Like, we would be fine. We would be totally fine.
yeah. I joked with Mary Lou, and I think I said this once because she goes, "I tumbled like a boy," and I said, "I tumbled like a ballerina on eggshells." Okay. And she goes, "Well, I'll talk about my dance then." No. So, anyway, Simone, I mean, these are the vaults heard round the world. I
Mhm.
mean, and then imagining her going up against Rebecca Andrade. But what makes Simone's vault so special? So the speed down the runway. First, just take
Mhm.
that. It's
Yeah.
unbelievable how fast, how quickly she puts her feet down and gets them up. Just bam, bam, bam.
Yeah.
And so the speed that she brings into the vault and then the way she converts that forward speed into the technique
Mhm.
of her round off, back handspring onto the table, which is maybe one of the most perfect pieces of gymnastics. Forget what she does off the table. What
Right.
how she sets up that vault, I have never seen anybody get their hands back to the table as quickly as she does and be perfect. Her feet are below the level of
Oh,
the
yeah.
table in this rainbow tight arch. So when she hits that table, it's a moonshot. It
Yeah.
really is. It's like rocket fuel is is coursing through her blood. Okay,
Mhm.
and then perfectly straight arms, perfectly placed hands, and then the block all the way through. I mean, from her core strength, shoulders, fingertips,
Yeah.
and then a double. Like that's
Yeah.
and it doesn't like when you watch other people, you're kind of worried, are they gonna get around? And you're like,
Right.
hang on,
Yes.
she can almost open. She can
Mhm.
almost open. And just imagine her sticking that ball. And just because she came darn close. was it the final touch? Somebody showed the
It was
video.
the warm up. I believe it was the 30-second touch, which I could be wrong, but I also saw that video where she took the slightest step and you just went, "Wow."
Yeah, that will be that will that will be the vault heard around the world.
Oh,
It
yeah. I mean, it already is. It already is. It is the most impressive piece of gymnastics on vault. I mean, there's a lot of impressive gymnastics that are gonna be seen at Olympic trials, but on vault specifically, I mean, that vault alone puts her in another category,
it does,
and
and
it
then she
has for a
flies the
while.
jump. Like, the distance on routine
Yes.
is
Yeah.
unreal.
I think what makes Simone's vault so special is, in my opinion, it's the control.
Mhm.
She is so powerful. So flexible with, again, her vault entry is just insane, but it's the control that she's able to contain. I mean, it'd be so easy to just let that thing fly, but it's such a combination of letting it fly when it needs to fly, but then honing in and bringing it back down and controlling that landing. I mean, you want to talk about the perfect combination
Mhm.
of strength, power, grace. I mean, everything, it is that vault.
Yeah, yeah, it's the combination of reckless abandon and
Mhm.
unbelievable control.
Yeah.
Look at her eyes when she starts the run down the runway, the focus, the
Mhm.
intense focus, because she's flying.
Yeah.
Most people, and I know she can run faster than that. I mean, nobody's at
Mhm.
the top speed for a vault. Like,
Yeah.
and most gymnasts, let's just put it out there, all my track and field people would go, because my son goes, they can't run. Like, if you compare,
Yes, we can.
yes,
Yes, we can run. We run in our own special way. Okay?
yes, our very own special way. But anyways, look at her eyes and the focus that
Mhm.
she brings on that event. I mean, it has to be there because of how many things she has to do right on
Yeah.
that ball.
Yeah.
Now, go to her triple double on floor. And that's just so I'm old. There used to be a commercial called Double Mint, and it was double double the pleasure, double the fun. I'm like, triple the pleasure, double the fun. That is that triple double.
Mhm.
It's insane. And that's when I said that when power and acrobatics and grace
Mhm.
like just
Yeah.
all come together, I don't know which I'm more in awe of, the quickness of that roundabout handspring and the block, the height.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know, there's not a guy out there that can tumble higher than Simone, and she's 4'8".
Yeah.
4'9", 4'8", 4'9", what, like, I'm blown away. How much I'd love to know her airtime. I had a coach Bill Sands, who's actually being inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Mhm.
He was the ultimate gym nerd. I mean, brilliant guy, but he would do calculations based on airtime and
Oh,
how many flips and twists were possible. Not that any gymnast could do, because obviously they had to have the technique, they had
right.
to have the
Right.
but I he has to have broken down that triple double.
Oh,
I
I'm sure.
and
I'm sure.
yeah, and you're like, did she make the impossible possible, or is it just
Yes.
so possible that she's even got more and she's holding? I don't know.
Well,
Not
you
that
might
I'm
be on it.
expecting more. I don't. But I yeah, not that I'm expecting more than that, because that's plenty.
Mhm.
But now
Well,
she makes it look easy. She's
right. Yes, and I wanted to bring that up is that she makes the impossible not only possible, but makes it look easy. I mean, that is you talk about mastery of gymnastics. She has truly mastered the
Mhm.
most difficult skills that, to be honest, I didn't even know were possible.
Yeah,
You know, I really years ago I would have been like, "What are you talking? There's no way that's possible."
yeah,
And she makes it not only look possible, but makes it look easy, like a
yeah,
walk in the park.
yeah. She makes it look so easy. I can even imagine doing it, and that's what's weird. Like,
Wow.
no, when you can see a skill that clearly, Like, it's
Mhm.
not just crazy,
Yeah.
it's so clear what
Yep.
she's doing there. She's up there so long.
Oh, I know.
Almost looks like she's taking her time, but she's not. Like,
She's just up there taking her
well,
time,
it's
smiling, waving at the crowd. "Hello, everyone. Welcome to Olympic trials." Yeah,
groundbreaking.
that Simone is truly a work of art in the gymnastics world. I think her ability to, again, like you and I have both said, make the impossible possible and make it look easy. I mean, that she's in a league of her own on those events, but there are a lot of other athletes that we will be seeing. So going back to our list,
Yeah.
Shilese.
Yes. So, Shilese, when I think of Shilese, when I watch Shilese,
Mhm.
her elegance, like,
Yeah.
and her presence, it's a dynamic elegance too.
Mhm.
Okay. It's not just the soft kind of flowing ballet. It's a dynamic elegance that just draws you in. It's very, very stylish and
Mhm.
captivating. And that's on every event. Even the way
Yeah.
she swings bars, the way she stylizes the handstand.
Mhm.
That's not just to cast a handstand. And you've seen the videos of her training it. She can
Yeah.
hold it literally forever. Um, that takes a performance to that next level. So she has
Mhm.
some routines that kind of go next level. Uneven bars are definitely that. It's where she shows like the full spectrum
Yeah.
of how special her gymnastics is. And I see that on floor exercise as well, in her dance, but even in her tumbling, her posture, her legs for miles. Let's just put it out there. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
legs for miles. Now, that creates its own challenge too, because I used to say when people have those really, really long legs, their toes are so far away from their brain. It's like their feet, like you really have to, it's not concentration, it's strength too.
Yeah.
Be constantly aware of those because they're beautiful legs, but they will show up more if they're bent or the toes aren't pointed
Right.
because that is what is special. So we're all looking at them. So when they are straight and those toes are pointed and they're fully extended,
Yeah.
that's when you go, wow, that's that's a wow moment. And those are the layers that Shilese Jones brings to her gymnastics. And we all hope, all sending good wishes. I hope that shoulder is feeling good. We're just,
Yeah.
it's those kind of things that you have to. I don't want to worry about him because I think
Yeah.
she made a really good decision and didn't compete and just let it
Mhm.
come down. And so I'm excited to see what she can do. Want to go to Skye?
Yes, because I think there's been a lot of chatter about Skye because she did not I don't think any athlete that has made it to Olympic trials, no athlete is come out of left field. But there are definitely athletes who just made these massive improvements.
Yeah,
And Skye, in my opinion, Skye is one of them. Over the years, I mean, she has just improved on her confidence, on her flexibility, on her artistry. I mean, there's just, and
yeah,
it's all the little things that are all coming together. And when we talk about pacing and
mm,
peaking at the right time, you normally have like one or two athletes that are on that kind of like that uphill climb they haven't peaked just yet.
yeah,
There's a lot of athletes that
yeah,
are still improving every single competition, which is just a wow for
yeah.
me.
Finally, everything is coming together, and
Mhm.
what stands out the most for Skye, for me, in terms
Mhm.
of Skye, is her level of confidence.
Yeah.
That confidence in her gymnastics is so evident now.
Mhm.
And she tested it at championships. And when you trust it, when you can trust your training and just believe that you have prepared, that you don't let go. It's not like you got your hands on the wheel, you got your foot on the gas.
Yeah, you're on autopilot though. I mean, your focus is more on your mental cues, not, "Oh my gosh, am I?" It's not you're not questioning whether you're gonna make a skill, you know you're gonna make it.
Yes, it's how well. It's how
Mhm.
well
Yeah.
am I going to seamlessly make this skill
Yes.
right into the next? Because
Right.
we're talking, it's performance, you know,
Mhm.
and when you commit to a performance, yes, you stay in the moment. Yes, you concentrate on each skill, get those cues, you know,
Mhm.
going, but you have rehearsed this
Yeah.
so many times and you are ready to take this on. So, um, rising to meet the moment though, vault, her
Yeah.
vault. And obviously, you know, we see the legs apart on the pre-flight, and I'm sure
Mhm.
that's something she's continuing to work on. But let's just put it out there. The judges sit on the side, okay?
Mhm.
And every meet that I go to commentate, I make a point of sitting down in the judge's chair. I sit and I watch some of the warm-ups so that I know what they can and can't see. Now,
Mhm.
depending on where they are, and can you tilt like this? Like I can do it on bars and I can see the leg separations, you know, on the transitions. Uh, but vault, if they're perfectly to the side, sometimes it is difficult for them to see just how wide they are. That's a
Mhm.
conversation to have down the road. You want to put a judge on the end or get a camera and go, okay, let's look at the end. Are the legs together? Because yeah, I do like for gymnasts if their legs are together the whole way. Wouldn't it be nice if they got credit for that? Like,
Mhm.
because that's a good thing. But
Yeah.
but her just upgrading to that difficulty was fantastic. But it's not just that; the way that she's confidently performing it,
Mhm.
again, just elevates that. And then beam. So beam for me is sort of a highlight for this competition for just people who love gymnastics. But to watch her do beam, standing full, front handspring front.
Yeah.
I mean, she's got some great skills in there. And then when she hits her full extension on her leaps, especially if
Mhm.
she doesn't hold back at all on that switch half and really gets it up there, she has got a really eye-catching beam routine, especially if she competes it confidently.
Yeah.
And I love the variety of difficulties, standing full and a
Mhm.
hands in front and the leap. So I think that's going to be a beautiful thing just for gymnastics fans to sit back and enjoy. So
Mhm. Well, moving down our wonderful list,
yeah,
Kayla.
hey,
Kayla's next. Now, I wanna let the people know though, Kathy, this list is in no particular order.
no, no.
So, we do
I put it in order. They're kind of in the order of my point system.
Mhm.
Here's why. Because the point system was made up. I'm just not focusing on it right now.
Right. Of
This
course.
point system, because what we are doing now is focusing on the highlights of the meet so that
Mhm.
everybody can enjoy this competition, this moment of seeing the best gymnasts um, in the world. Right
Mhm.
here in the United States, we have some of the best gymnasts in the world. So let's
Oh, yeah.
know what we're looking for, look for the great gymnastics, and enjoy that.
Beautiful.
But yes, I do. I have them in my sort of points order only because this is an impact. It helps determine the selection of the team. It is in
Mhm.
no way, shape, or form what is going to happen. So Kayla DiCello, let first of all
Yes.
shout out because I loved her. I guess they all did interviews and they were asked, you know, different questions. And
Mhm.
it's what I've said all along. It's how you handle the pressure of an Olympic trials, of something that is so big. And it's so big because this began as a childhood dream.
Right.
The Olympic dream is something that is just so precious. Like
Mhm.
it's so precious. Um, and when you're finally there and you realize, like, oh my God, I've been dreaming about this since I was, I mean, 5, 6, 7, 8, whenever anybody started. And Kayla tried before and was the alternate. And she said, it was such an honor and like, and a
Mhm.
thrill, but it wasn't enough. This, I want more. And so for her to make the move to, you know, having a great time in college, doing a great job, but say, I am going to put myself back in the lonely existence of an elite gymnast, because we know that existence. It's a
Mhm.
hard and sometimes very lonely, and you're going to have hard days, and you got to just be ready for them to do this process. And what she said, and it's the perfect, perspective is that just being able to do everything that was humanly possible, that was in her control, to do everything she possibly could, so that no matter what, she has no regrets.
Mhm.
That she will be proud because she literally made the list. These are all the sacrifices I have to make. These are the things I have to get myself through. This is the standard I have to meet, and I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it every day and have no regrets. And that's what
Yeah.
you have for all these athletes. So shout out to Kayla. I love seeing that. Um, Finishing third at US Championships
Was
was
big.
was huge.
Yeah.
Okay, because we've seen Kayla kind of have the up and down. So what makes Kayla special? What are the things we want to look at? Vault, I think that's her cleanest piece of gymnastics.
Mhm. I
Really.
would agree.
And when you watch it from the end, like, so she's somebody who can keep those legs together, those legs straight throughout, and good amplitude. I mean, she's going to score really, really well. She doesn't have the highest level of difficulty, but she has a high level of difficulty.
Mhm.
It's a great vault.
Yeah.
It's a great vault. So good amplitude, good control, good clean form, great piece of gymnastics. Bars. It's a great event for her. It
Mhm.
is the event that we've seen her have, but we've seen a lot of gymnasts kind of have a bar thing over the last
Yeah.
weeks. We did see that, but she's got 6-0 difficulty. So that's
Which is big. That's big on uneven bars. Like, difficulty on any event, I think I mean, with the 2 scores, you have your E score, your D score, and it's hard sometimes to have a good, you wanna not sacrifice your E score
right.
for the D score.
It's all about balance.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I love her opening sequence.
Yeah.
Because it just keeps on going. Stalderful, Maloney, Uprise, Hindorf. I mean, that's like build, build, build. And it's tricky because it's the kind of combination you cannot get ahead of yourself. You can't flip anything. Because if you rush something, don't get that full swing, that Uprise, Hindorf is going to be
Mhm.
hard, muscled.
Yeah.
So, but when she hit, that's a key part of her success. If she gets into that perfect rhythm and can show that off, I think that's a beautiful piece of gymnastics.
Mhm.
Connections are really, really lovely. Um, and then does Pike Jaeger and a church. I mean, she's got
She's got big skills. Yeah.
big skills.
It Not only does she have big skills, but she's got, like you mentioned, like, the big connections, and those are, again, I don't think we're not trying to put any more pressure on anybody, but I mean, those are big combinations that you have to take one skill at a time. It is each individual element. It is not just everything all at once.
Yeah.
And I
And
think we've seen a little bit of her rushing here and there, and I have a feeling we're gonna see a different Kayla at
yeah,
Olympic trials.
yeah. One thing I want to ask, because we followed these gymnasts in college,
Mhm.
and their college routines are like what, a third, fourth, a third of what it like.
Right.
I mean, they're great college routines, but
But
when
they're
they
easier. I mean, it's
yeah,
simply put, they're much easier.
and notice that because we've remarked on this, those who have competed college, their handstands are they're dialed in because
Mhm.
that's so important in college,
Right.
um, scoring especially. So I think that's helped, but it's got to be a transition going from you know preparing mentally to do this very, very abbreviated routine, and then
Mhm.
adding all that in, how you prepare yourself mentally for the timing of it.
Oh, yeah.
You don't pace yourself. You can't go, oh, I got to pace myself. No, everything has to be done full out,
Right.
full energy to get that timing right. And Kayla can do it. Okay.
Mhm.
And to everybody out there, I promised I wasn't going to talk about scores. Just one little comment here about scores, because everybody's like, the E score is just like pickling everybody's brains. They are
Yeah.
to think, oh my God, they're not deduct. How can you not deduct the knees, the feet? Yes, I see them all. I said, but you have, and then they go, how did they get that many deductions? An 8, low 8. Here's why you have to. If you're going to give them so much in the D score, like you're adding, those are
Mhm.
additive for the balance so that both are important. You have to take off for every little flaw, every little flaw. Yes. Is it nitpicking? Yeah. Well, welcome to judging. Welcome to judging.
Right.
So anyways, just kind of wanted to put that out there. Those are the little fine tuning things that I think the improvements we're going to see. I think we're
Mhm.
going to see a little bit cleaner, hopefully, maybe some higher E scores. So Suni, boy, did you see the video that she shared?
Yes. Oh, it got me excited. Ooh. Ooh.
I mean,
Cannot
as
wait.
I said, I can't wait. I mean, everybody would love to see her do and get it named someday, the Lee, that Nabieva with full. That would be
Mhm.
unbelievable. But this is gorgeous.
Oh,
That
yeah.
combination, the Nabieva into a Bahardwaj, and then connect to that, like that's when Suni is full unicorn. I call her Sunicorn. She's a unicorn with a Q, okay? Because she's a unicorn. She's just uniquely herself on bars.
Yeah.
She just I've stood right next to the uneven bars when she swings.
Mhm.
You can feel the beauty. You can feel the energy that she creates. And then hearing her make comments, sometimes as she's going, like you can see
Oh,
her
yeah,
make,
like mid-skill.
yes. And
Mhm.
and then hearing her rate herself, like, because one of them that everybody else would look at and go, oh my God, that was just stunning. And she'd go, that wasn't perfect. I had to I had to do this
Mhm.
and this. And then, but then when she hits her perfection, she'll even say, it's like that. Okay, that was a 10. Like,
Amazing.
and I'm right there with her. So I could watch her swing all day. So gym fans just soak in what is truly unique about Suni and the
Mhm.
beauty and power, the energy and the fluidity of her
Yeah.
swing
Yeah.
paired with the technique and the amplitude, and then you add her beautiful straight legs and pointed toes and the elegance. The other thing that I'm loving about all their gymnastics
Mhm.
is the maturity.
I'm glad you mentioned that because yes, I agree they've every single one of them has leveled up.
Yeah,
Like they're not I mean they're young women. They are
yes.
women. They are these amazing athletes doing amazing gymnastics, but doing it at a level that like I think back to when I was at Olympic trials. Oh,
Mm.
oh, lord. I mean, mind you, I was
You were
turning 16. I mean, I was very young, but I think that also sets them apart, is the maturity that they bring to their gymnastics and to their elements,
yeah,
that we're getting to see, and it's
yeah.
very exciting being able to see that.
They're like fine wine. They
Oh.
just, I mean, I'm telling you, they have aged so beautifully, and their
Mhm,
gymnastics has so many more layers now
mhm.
of beauty that I see in their gymnastics, including when I see them. Do you remember Trinity's bar routine? We talked about it very, very briefly. I know this is weird because she's not in the trials, but
No, but yes.
but how she managed to make
Mhm.
with the Malone and I mean that she had to bend her legs,
Yeah.
straighten them, had to like crank to be able to get an uprise into the clear and she yes, could you see the struggle? Absolutely. But I'm telling you, it was beautiful. Like
Yeah.
there was something in the resilience that was just so impressive and so beautiful that, and that's maturity.
Mhm.
So the maturity in the gymnastics, whether they're on perfectly or in that just in that zone when things are just going. And when Suni is in the zone, swinging bars
Mhm.
or working beam, her two events that are just, they're otherworldly.
Yeah.
Okay. Kind of like Simone with her vaulting and tumbling. So Suni just adds this elegance and this unique beauty to
Mhm.
the sport. And now a maturity on top of that, which we're seeing. So when we see beam, like her, it's like her bars, the lightness, it's a delicate beauty. Here is the word I was looking for. Suni is ethereal in her beauty, in her work on bars and beam. The lightness and airiness and delicateness
Mhm.
of incredibly difficult and skills and combinations that take power, strength, endurance, all of those very athletic things. But she has this layer of just ethereal beauty and lightness, and it's really captivating. And what is it, a 6-7 difficulty on beam?
Huge.
It's huge.
Insane. That
Yeah. And I love her dismount. I love a dismount. It's nice to see something different. I mean, trust me, I love Simone's double double if she pulls that out. I don't know. I don't think we'll see that, but I mean, I love the crazy difficulty. But there's just,
Mhm.
again, she just, I, the ones that I used to say needed a sound effect, the wee, the pull off the end, the tuck. I don't. It's a different sound for Sunnis because it's like literally um, an eagle taking off, taking
Yeah.
flight, and it's just so beautiful. It's a nice addition to her routine. I think it just suits her and works.
Oh, no, I think the one thing personally I really love about Suni is she works with her strengths.
Mm,
She knows what her strengths are
mm,
and she capitalizes on them. And
yeah.
I think that's a huge shift and I'm not going down this rabbit hole, but I am just going to like maybe peek down the rabbit hole a little bit because I think there's a huge shift in instead of forcing maybe athletes who are more artistic and have the dance elements instead of forcing them into this power tumbling route of you need to be doing double layouts and you need to be doing double doubles, they're allowing themselves to really grow and improve their strengths,
Mhm.
also improve their weaknesses. I think Suni has totally improved
Oh,
across the board on everything. I don't want to take that away, but I do think it's a beautiful thing watching her just do what she does best, and
yes.
that is fly and artistically just look beautiful on
Mhm.
bars and beam.
Yeah. No, and I think that we're just going to see even more of that.
Mhm.
I would love a photographer to shoot her beam with rapid fire just for
Oh.
pictures.
Yeah.
So the number of beautiful pictures that she creates that you could like freeze them in her leap,
Mhm.
like at the height of her leaps, all of them, just
Oh, yeah.
take a picture, put that on a postcard, send it home, send it to me, put it on a poster, hang it on the wall, make a tapestry out of it, whatever, or a painting. Um,
Mhm.
some of these positions, and it's not just her leaps. So, like the arabesque positions, or
Yeah.
almost every position, she doesn't really get in a bad one. You probably can't get her in a bad photo, and that's something that,
Yeah.
like
That's impressive.
coaches that taught me. I want you to feel like they're taking your routine with rapid fire photographs, and that every picture has to be perfect. So, yeah,
I love
or
that.
interesting or beautiful, and
Mhm.
we could almost do it. So,
I love it. I
yeah,
love it. Well, next on the list, Miss Jordan Childs.
Jordan Childs. So, my word for Jordan Childs, effervescent.
Ooh.
That is the word. That is, look it up. Okay. Just look up effervescent. Her natural exuberance, it shows in her gymnastics too. So it's
Mhm.
not just her personality, because I know people like that. It's like talking about when they do their floor, it really brings out their personality. Well, sometimes it does.
It
I've
does.
not my personality. However, you create a personality.
Mhm.
It's like acting. I mean, it's like any
For sure.
artwork or
Yeah.
theater. You are creating it. But just who Jordan is, that effervescence, that exuberance, that joy, and it meets physical power because she's as powerful
Mhm.
as any gymnast out there, um, and finesse. So she does a
Yeah.
lot of skills with a lot of finesse. So these are qualities that don't always go together, and it's nice when they do because
Mhm.
it does make Jordan unique. It makes Jordan Jordan,
Right.
both doing her gymnastics and the way she is in an interview or with other athletes on the floor. I just think that there's so much beauty there. So take her vault though.
Mhm.
That's a clean vault.
Yeah.
Her vaults, both of them are so clean. And that's nice to see. Nice amplitude, good technique, good amplitude, but very, very clean. So you could dissect that vault and really find good things in it, and not a whole lot to deduct for. So
Right.
and bars. So that's where you wouldn't think that personality comes into it, but it's kind of the way she does bars too. There's such an aggressive um, event for her that whoa, she just
Yeah.
puts it out there, you know.
Mhm.
Um, and it kind of that's what makes it exciting. And college has helped her get those handstands. College has helped her get that landing. You
Mhm.
know, we're seeing a lot more sticks, by the
For
way.
sure.
Uh,
For sure.
that's become kind of an exciting thing to watch for. Um, those stuck landings, I think NCAA sort of led to that. It was like,
Oh,
wow,
yeah.
we can plan to stick our landing. We can actually like, I'm going to stick my landing.
Oh,
So, and
absolutely.
then floor. I mean, there's really nobody else like Jordan on
No.
floor exercise. And the cool thing is, I think she's found the good balance for an elite routine and still being Jordan and being the special, the things she can do with the choreography, with the music, with the facial expression, um, and be herself.
Yeah. Totally.
But the elite, um,
Right.
yeah, her elite version, the elite,
Well, and I
and it's nice.
and I think it needs to be said that, I know my elite self versus my college self were 2 very different athletes.
Hmm.
Where Jordan, I think especially and again, especially on floor, she brings this confidence and sass and I mean, you have to watch her on floor. Whether you want to or not, she's gonna pull you in.
Yes,
Whether it is from the artistry in her dance, whether it is from the tumbling, no matter what it is,
yeah,
you have to watch her on floor, and I do think college played a little part in that. I mean,
yeah,
she was so engaging in NCAA, and she's like, "I can be just like that,
yeah,
but I can do these amazing skills."
yeah. You know what? The final jump that she does before her ending pose, like after the last
Mhm.
tumbling pass, and then she does that. I don't know what you call, kind of like a
Yeah.
tight open, shushin, half turn, whatever. It's Jordan-esque. Okay,
Yeah.
that is Jordan. That's who she is in a jump in a leap. Like if somebody said, describe yourself in one word, it would be this. Describe yourself in one jump, one leap.
Yeah.
That's Jordan-esque. So, and it's such a
Love it.
great finish to the floor routine. So that's a lot of fun. Hezly Rivera. I,
Yes.
this is what makes Olympic trials so cool. So I think back to my very first Olympic trials, and
Mhm.
we're going to Minneapolis. They're going to honor the '84 team and the
That's
2005.
right.
So cool. So 20 years for the one, and then 40 for ours. But then it made me think, oh my God, my first Olympic trials was actually 48 years ago. That's almost 50 years. Like 48 years ago,
My
I was in my
gosh.
first Olympic trials. I have no video. I have no photo. I have nothing to remember that. I want somebody, did anybody take anything? Because it's such a cool thing because it was the start of everything for me. It really, that year, I got people's
Mhm.
attention. I came close to making the team. Um, but that's what is so exciting for these young gymnasts,
Yeah.
who find themselves at the Olympic trials. And everybody's got to, I mean, they go out there, do all your best. She surprised everybody except herself and her coaches,
Mhm.
you know, at championships. And it's her bars and beam, that just
Yeah.
really, really jump out at me. Her performance on day one, especially on beam, was just a glimpse at her potential greatness.
Yeah.
She's very Nastia like
Mhm.
on beam. The pretty positions, the flexibility, the straight legs, the pointed toes, the posture. Um, that she just has all of the good stuff to make a great beam performer. So
Oh, yeah.
it's going to be really, really cool to see. Because what I also like is the crispness and the fluidity on her
Yeah.
beam. Because she's got both really sharp, crisp poses,
Right.
that are beautiful. Take a picture.
Mhm. She has very intentional gymnastics, but
Mhm.
intentional artistry,
Yes.
if that made sense.
Oh,
Like, every pose has, like, her eyes are in a position, she's got the like, it's just I do love the term crisp for gymnastics. I love it, and I
yes.
absolutely think when you watch her on balance beam, you just think, "That's just that it's so precise."
'Cause she sets it up. So
Mhm.
the fluidity before, like the soft, there's a point when she like goes down and her whole body is moving just beautifully and then hits
Yeah.
the crisp
Yeah.
pose. So the juxtaposition of the
Mhm.
fluidity and crispness, I really, really like. And her dismount, that's kind of
Oh,
like
yeah.
back handspring, double pike, and it looks like
Love
it's
it.
pretty, but really powerful too. So it's such a
Oh,
nice,
yeah.
great routine. And then her bars, that's where you really see the potential for that's that's a good bar worker. The yeah, chow to uprise, Rikna, like that's a combination. Think about
Oh, yeah.
I like the yeah. She's gonna get people like she's already got their attention. And this is an opportunity to really solidify that, hey, I'm coming.
I'm over here. Don't forget about me. Yeah.
I'm coming.
I think there are so many great athletes that
Mhm.
are competing at Olympic trials. Now, only 5 will advance, but I mean, this is an opportunity. Just like you said, your first Olympic trials is what really jumpstart I mean,
Yeah,
that's the flame was lit.
yeah.
And I think there's gonna be a lot of athletes, no matter what happens at this meet, there's gonna be a lot of athletes that I think the flame will if it's not already lit, it will be.
Oh yeah, yeah. This sets up the whole next quad, and then the exciting thing too is because it gets so much attention, and I credit college gymnastics and all the coverage and
Mhm.
all of the exposure that we've given the sport throughout the year. Like it just sets this up, and there's so much enthusiasm and excitement about gymnastics, all the paths, like
Right.
the path to college, the path to elite, the path to the Olympics, to worlds, to
Yeah.
all, and they're converging. Like we're building such a great foundation and just
Mhm.
a lot of enthusiasm for the sport. So,
Oh, could not agree more,
yeah.
Kathy, could not agree more.
Jade
Um, I was
Carey.
about to say Jade Carey.
So we're all like, she's peaking, you know,
Mhm.
every meet, she's just gotten better and better and better. And I know she wants another shot at beam. And because she was so consistent in college, doing the college routines and stuff. But her vault, like that's just her vault and her tumbling, is what really, it's her signature. You
Yeah.
know, she's got the good combination of speed, power, quickness, and she makes it look easy. Really,
Oh, yeah.
like she's so casual. That's what's interesting. Casual going into these vaults, and then all of a sudden there's, that's a big vault. And it'll be interesting to see what upgrade she brings, if any, to floor. We'll see.
Mhm.
But watching her improve, um, to day two, and I think there's even more improvement, and she's getting so much better at landing and sticking. So that's a big highlight for us to look forward to at trials.
I think Jade has more in the tank. I don't like I just feel like you said, she hasn't peaked yet. She's still perfecting her gymnastics, and I think she's in a great position no matter what
Mhm.
happens over the weekend. I mean, none of these athletes can look at this weekend and be like, "Man, I wish." I mean, they are going to leave everything on the floor. There hopefully will be no regrets
Mhm.
from any of them. No, again, no matter what happens,
Yeah.
because it's gymnastics is just so challenging, and with it being a sport that, such a fraction
Mhm.
make it to these Olympic trials. And Jade is one of those athletes that I think has really she's just constantly improving. I mean, no matter what is going on, she's always improving. I think college has done amazing things for her gymnastics, for her confidence. And I think it really is a beautiful thing to watch her just love gymnastics.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's a treat for us when somebody can do that level of difficulty, um, and then be so consistent.
Mhm.
Really, she has just been so consistent. And I think that's what we want for her. That's what I mean by peaking, because she kind of went through, after deciding during college, the last season, not to do as
Mhm.
many events, which was a smart move.
Yep.
She, God, she was like a machine.
Yeah.
Week after week after week for the first 2 years of college, it was like, oh my gosh, I don't think she
Yeah.
ever needed any rest, any sleep. She just kind of knocked it out. Um, but then it was obvious she did. She needed to take. She needs.
Yeah.
She needed to go down for a little bit and just like step away, rest, relax, and then decide, do I
Mhm.
really want to do this push again? Like elite, because, you know, those are hard skills she's doing.
Well, and it's a hard it I mean, it's really a challenging decision for these athletes
Mhm.
because it's a big decision, it's a big commitment because you're not gonna go 50%.
Yeah.
I mean, every athlete that made the commitment to continue on post-college or while they're still in college, that is a mental commitment, it is a physical commitment, it is an emotion I mean, it's not just you wake up one day and you're like, "Alright, I think I'm gonna go for it." I mean, it's not. And I think Jade has done an amazing job of committing to not just her gymnastics, but to herself.
Yeah, and to the all around, which I think is
Mhm.
really, really cool because yes, it's impossible not to talk about her vault and her tumbling, but she
Mhm.
wanted to be known for so much more than that because she is. She is an all around gymnast, and she proved that in college. The value of her routines in college, all four events, and it
Mhm.
improved. And clean gymnastics, consistent gymnastics, and now going back to elite skills, and she's bringing what she learned, what improved in college into elite. And as I said, she's getting close to the peak, and maybe that'll be here at
Mhm.
Olympic trials. It'd be perfect timing for her to put it all together.
Couldn't
Yes.
have come at a better time, Jade. Now's the time to do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, talking about college kind of leads us into the next athlete that we are going to talk about, Miss Leanne Wong.
Yes. And I know you're excited to see her
I
at
am.
these trials because there's more there.
Mhm.
As you said, we've seen this is somebody who works so hard, like is just relentless in her
Mhm.
pursuit of doing everything.
Yeah.
All the time, all at once. So
Literally.
literally, like, so kudos to you, Leanne. That's unbelievable. But I remember watching, because I brought this up in the last podcast, and it was really, I watched her training before World Championship trials.
Mhm.
And what she showed at those trials, that's what I saw as she's like the secret weapon, because she can just usable routines on every single event and just clean, like she can come up with a good e-score. She kind of checks off those artistry boxes on floor exercise when she's really on, and can be very clean. So and then she upgraded, like tumbling. I
Yep.
was shocked at all the tumbling she was able to upgrade,
Mhm.
get everything in her bars, upgrade her vaults, and like she's doing some really good gymnastics. It's about putting it all together, all at the same time in the same meet,
Right.
to show her value to this team. Because that's she look at her vault. That's a good e-score. That's hers and Kayla's vaults are very kind of similar, and they both improve
Mhm.
the same double twist. I think they're like in that mix of
Right.
who's gonna take those spots. So Tiana, we talked a lot about Tiana,
Yes.
and got to start with her floor.
Mhm.
That's where I love watching her, and I see so much more that's just going to blossom and grow.
Yeah.
I love her arms and her presentation,
Mhm.
her musicality. That all just works so well. And I brought it up just a little bit. If she can strengthen the ankles and the foot the footwork to get them really secure, all of this will be even bigger and more expressive, because the stronger your base, the bigger you can go
Of
with
course.
the movement, because you're not going to lose your balance, you're not going to miss, like have little footballs, and you can
Mhm.
just go even bigger, because I know she can go even bigger with her
Mhm.
expressiveness on floor exercise. But right now, it's such a joy to watch. She connects so well with an audience, and with her music, and with the choreography. So I love her expressive facial and fluid arms and body movement. Those are the things that they look for in terms of the artistry check boxes, like
Mhm.
fulfilling those, and then just keep working on those feet, um, and it's all going to come together. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I agree.
and
I'm very excited.
the tumbling is
I
really good too. Like it kind of
I'm a
surprised
fan.
me. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a fan. I think again, going back to kind of talking about how this is going to be a lot of athletes kind of spark. This is going to start. This is where the journey does not start here. It has started years back, but it's a big moment. And, I think, Kathy, you said it once before where, this Olympics, like you make it your own.
Yes.
And I think we're seeing more and more athletes come out of their shell and truly own their gymnastics. And I think Tiana does an amazing job. And I
Yeah.
am very, very excited
Yeah. I need
to
to see. I
see.
want them to have their Olympic moment, whether they
Right.
make the
Yes.
team or not, because pure numbers are going to mean that's just
Right.
everybody can't make the team, but
Right.
everyone can have an Olympic sized moment
Moment.
that is so special. And to have it at the Olympic trials for the moment, just in and of itself, is magic. But it
Yeah.
also sets up next year, because I'm just going to remind everybody, the year after an Olympic Games is a really exciting year for the breakout stars. That next
Oh,
world
yeah.
championships, that next cycle, which then sets up the quad. But it's such an opportunity to be ready um, for the ones that don't make this team or whatever.
Mhm.
To just, it doesn't end here. The road does not end here.
Right. Yes. I love that. And I think that's very important because next up, Miss Joscelyn.
Yes. So What do you think of when you think of Joscelyn?
I just adore her. I absolutely adore her. I cannot wait to see what she does the next couple years, but into NCAA, I mean, I'm very excited about her future in
Mhm.
gymnastics. I think she brings really fun, like she looks like she's having the time of her life out there.
Yes. I'm so proud of her too because
Mhm.
the this the
I know.
heart-dropping moment, getting injured at
Yeah.
when she was having her best year, like, doing her best
Right.
gymnastics, in the moment to have a big moment at Worlds and to suddenly go down with the injury, what she has been able to do to get back, because it was not easy. We didn't know
No.
exactly what the injury what but it took some time,
Mhm.
and it was like, pull the rug out from under you. That's
Yeah.
what had to have felt like. So to see her come up with that floor routine at championships, big score, big tumbling, great control on her landings, um, and really cleaning up in the air position because she's got nice amplitude,
Mhm.
high level of difficulty. Like,
Oh, yeah.
so just her ability to still find improvements and ways to make it even better. But boy, does she put a smile on your face watching.
Oh, yes. I don't know if there's ever been a moment where I've watched her and not had a smile on my face because again, her smile is contagious that she has throughout her gymnastics. But again, you talk about coming back from an injury. Coming back from an injury during an Olympic year is not all I mean, it is physically tough. It is mentally exhausting.
Yeah.
It is so easy to give up. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like it's just so easy to say, I can't do this.
Yeah.
And to see these athletes go through whether that's a big injury, a small, going through that and not giving up is just a testimony to how incredibly tough gymnasts are and
Yeah.
athletes are.
Yeah.
Um,
And
so
that
yeah.
they're surrounded by good people to help them
Mhm.
through those times. Often you'll hear athletes now say, "We're going to the Olympics." Have
Yes.
you
And
noticed
I love that. I love it.
that?
I absolutely love it
It's
because it's true.
it is true, and it's even in these individual sports, individual events, because they have a team behind them. Their coaches,
Mhm.
their family, their friends, their believers, their support
Mhm.
in every way. You trust me, the sweetest photo I have of myself, and I know the photographer. He was a friend, Dave Black from Colorado Springs, and he happened to snap this moment of me when I got my medal on beam because I remember doing it. All of a sudden, this this joy that I felt was almost painful. It was such deep joy that it hurt, and I put my head
Mhm.
down. My arm was still up, and I put my head down for just a second, and you could see in my face like I was. It looked pain, but it wasn't pain. It was a sweet pain, sort if I could describe it. And I looked at the medal, and it was like I thought of all the people
Mhm.
that that were part of this, and that this is for them too. It's not just. And
Mhm.
it was a split
Oh, yeah.
second. I did not stay in that position that long.
Right.
He snapped the photo and got that moment for me, um, because I know exactly what I was thinking in that moment. So that's what's so cool when you think of all these gymnasts, and especially the ones
Mhm.
who have endured or are coming
Yeah.
back. Um, it's knowing the stories.
Yeah.
It just makes this more special. A little more nerve wracking too, because I want
I
to.
was gonna say, it definitely puts a little when you know them personally and you've seen the sacrifice that they've made and just what's gone into it, you do get a little more nervous, but in a good way, in a good way.
Yeah,
But
because I feel good about all their gymnastics. Like I don't.
yeah.
We've gotten to the point where you just know everybody's so well trained, so well prepared.
Mhm.
I'm not nervous that they're not capable. They're so
Right.
capable. It's
Yeah.
just, controlling the controllables,
Yep.
doing your best. Want to go on to Zoe?
Yes.
Yes. So look at her 1.5. Yurchenko,
Mhm.
first of all, can't wait to see that in college because
Oh, I know, right?
that's a 1.5 that is just it is high, beautifully executed, so clean. Not the highest level of difficulty, but this is when you do that, you make up for that in your execution score.
Mhm.
Just super clean, super high. So, and then she was 10th on beam, at championship. So good consistency on beam. Um, I think that can be a highlight here at this competition. Simone Rose, she's adorable. Like,
I really like
I
her, and I love her gymnastics. I really love her gymnastics, and I know she's very young. She's really, I understand that. I think she has a lot to gain and a lot of, I wouldn't even say improvements because again, she has beautiful gymnastics already, but I'm very excited for her to have this moment.
oh, yes, and to be on the same floor with these women, not just greats in the
Mhm.
sport,
Yeah.
legends. She's
Oh,
literally
100%.
on the same
Right.
floor with legends in the sport. But to see how long they've all done it, I mean, she must be going, "Ah, this is just the beginning." Like,
Right.
and what an
Mhm.
exciting moment for her to have because she'll remember this one no matter
Mhm.
how long she does gymnastics. And I love her floor exercise. So the mature choreography, I don't know who did her choreography, but it is so mature and she handles it. Like
Mhm.
she does a really, really nice job fleshing out the movement, connecting with the music, but doing a much more mature choreography. I like it. Nice leaps, the shape
Mhm.
of her leaps. Those are really pretty highlights for us to look forward to. Yeah.
Love it.
I love
Love it.
photographers, get ready because there's some beautiful
There
photos to
you go.
see of all of these people. Um, and Evelynn Lowe, her beam, that's nice.
Is very nice. It is.
Nice.
I think it's like watching her on beam, she has this kinda like, we talked about on bars a style. Like she has a beam style that she really captivates,
Yes.
and watching her is, I mean, it's captivating. You
Yeah.
just have to watch
Yes.
her.
And she looks confident. I mean, they do a good job at Gage. Okay.
Mhm.
That's the basics of of foundational stuff in gymnastics. So it's nice to see. So her beam and floor, I think
Mhm.
would be nice highlights. Great opportunity again for all of these gymnasts to just, I mean, it's the Olympic trials.
It is.
It's huge. It's huge. And they're all at different points. They're
Mhm.
all, coming in with different dreams, different goals. I mean, everybody has the
Yeah.
same, of course. But you also have your specific goals. What's possible?
Yeah.
Make it come
I
true.
love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, moving on, we have 2 more athletes to talk about. Miss Dulcie.
She did some saves in that meet. I wish I could remember them all. Wasn't it Dulcie that had some crazy good saves? I think
I
that's
believe
yeah,
so. I mean,
like on bars and
oh, yes.
yes,
Yes. You wanna talk about not giving up?
there you go.
Right there. Right there.
That's that's beauty. I mean,
Mhm.
it is just so cool to see that fight. I was like, dang, that's not giving
I think that's the biggest difference in
up.
the athletes that are competing today versus when I was an athlete.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, I gave up sometimes. I did. I took the L and I got off the equipment, or I just fell naturally. But I mean, you're just seeing almost, I mean, I don't know if this is the right word, but I kind of like it, but grit. I
Yeah,
mean, you are just seeing this like ability to not give up
yeah.
no matter what.
Grit and grace.
Grit and
Go
grace.
well.
There.
They go well together because it's funny. I know you've done talks and clinics with young gymnasts and stuff. And I
Mhm.
remember when I was first, especially talking to people who weren't gymnasts, they were other athletes in different sports, just young kids at elementary schools. And sometimes they'd ask, "Isn't it embarrassing when you fall or you make a mistake?" And I'm like, but I'm thinking, you know what? Good question. I said, no, I don't. Did you ever feel embarrassed? No, it's like, first of all, we're doing skills that only what 1% of the world's population can even think about doing, much less
Mhm.
do some of these skills. So, no. Disappointment, yes. Disappointment if you
Yeah.
but I've never like, no, first of all, no, we're like, it's amazing that we are willing to put ourselves out there in such a vulnerable way,
Mhm.
being judged. Every
Yeah.
every aspect of our gymnastics is being judged, and we're performing, um, and it's a sport where you can fall on your butt
Very
for
true.
the whole world. I did it for the whole world. So it's no. So the answer to all the young people out there, no. When you are doing something really hard and you're willing to put yourself in that position, no, embarrassment isn't it. That's
I mean, I'm not gonna agree
no,
completely with that because I
no,
definitely was a little embarrassed, but I do wish that I had that mindset
yeah,
because it is important to remember that you are
human.
it's super yes, but it's very easy to get caught up in the moment of, "I can't believe I just fell. I can't believe that happened." And when you really think about it, you are doing something so difficult that people can't even imagine
Yeah,
how you're doing it, and you're upset that you didn't do it to the perfect ability that you know you can.
yeah.
I think anger is more for me, that would be a term I would have used when I fell, like, I did angry gymnastics, which
Mhm.
sometimes worked out for the best, but
Yeah.
I had a little bit of an attitude, so we'll just move on to the next athlete.
Yeah. Let's move on. Oh, but another highlight of the meet for Dulcie, her vault. That is a really, really good vault.
Mhm,
So, so that's a nice highlight of the meet. Now, Kaliya.
mhm.
So it's just going to be. I hope everything's
Yeah,
good now. I'm assuming. I
yeah,
hope so. We'll get to see her, and let's talk about her floor because she has really caught people's eye on this event. She's entertaining, she's fun
mhm,
to watch, and I listened to her interview, that moment, at Pan Am's. She
mhm.
had such a spectacular moment, and her floor exercise was so well received, and it was exciting. So it'll certainly be a highlight, and I hope she's in full health, so we'll get to see her go full out.
Yeah. I also hope that. I mean, I just my biggest piece of advice for any athlete competing at this level, competing in a competition like the Olympic trials, any selection kind of competition is always to remember how talented you are. I mean, these athletes are so incredibly talented and we've said this a lot, but it is a numbers game. I mean, 5 athletes will advance and be part of that Olympic team, but I love the way you said, everyone deserves their Olympic moment,
Yeah.
no matter what that looks like.
Yes, and that's what I hope we're gonna see. Wouldn't it be exciting? Everybody just hits.
Oh, that would make it interesting, and we love
Oh, yeah.
interesting
That's the way I
gymnastics.
want it to be, though. That is the way I
Yeah.
want it to be. But you're right. It will, because then it does come down to numbers and scores, and everybody will pick
Mhm.
them apart too.
Of course. I
Yeah,
mean, it
yeah,
is a judged sport, but
yeah.
Kathy, like every episode, we need your piece of advice. It's currently pouring down right at my house, so
Yeah.
I need a good piece of advice moving to tomorrow's work
Oh,
day.
breathe.
Oh,
No,
that's oh.
take a deep breath. No. Um, what we focused on today was the human part of it, not the numbers. We intentionally wanted to focus on beautiful gymnastics on what makes each of these athletes unique, special. What are their highlights? What are things to look for? And take the time to celebrate it, take the time to enjoy that. And I hope that the athletes can, even though, yes, it's a pressure-packed situation. Olympic trials is like no other, but just take some moments to soak it in, because these moments, it's what you're going to remember, the feeling, the way that you felt, whether you're the gymnast in the moment, whether you're a fan. Try to find the pleasure in watching just beautiful gymnasts and the art.
That wraps up today's episode. I hope you all enjoyed. This is Flipping Out with Bridget Sloan, the Olympic special. I'm your host, Bridget Sloan. Make sure to tune in each week because we will be dropping new episodes. Please make sure to like and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. Let's have a great rest of our day. Let's make some good life choices out there. And don't forget to be awesome. Bye, guys.